My channel today is Vlogmas Day 12 and we're doing nails. These are the ones that I did. It took me 2 days to do these because I just couldn't do it all in one day. It's too much. It takes me like 3 hours to do my nails anyway. So I did majority of the work yesterday, and then all I had to do today was just design it, but I couldn't figure out what kind of design I wanted to do. I went back and forth with a lot of things, but I filmed everything so you guys could see it. The video is in hyperlapse because y'all are not going to sit there and watch it for an hour and 30 minutes because it's just a lot. But I put all the important parts in there, so let's get right into it. Okay, so we are doing this in super hyperlapse, high speed, whatever you want to call it. Doing these nails. Right now what I'm doing is I'm taking my drill, which I got from Amazon. I will link it in the description box. And I'm just taking off not only the top coat, but I'm taking off all of the gel nail polish. You don't have to do it this way. You can definitely soak your nails if you want to. But I'm very impatient. So I just decided to take the drill them all off. Be careful. Don't do it on too high of a speed because you will hurt yourself if you go too fast and if the drill is going too hard and stuff like that. So pretty self-explanatory. You see what I'm doing here. Do it at your own speed. Moving on to the next hand. These angles are crazy, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know. Sometimes it's close, sometimes it's far. I'm not really sure why. Wasn't moving the camera, but I do apologize if anything is out of the frame. I tried to chop it down as best as I could. A little fun fact, this video was an hour and 31 minutes before I cut it down to about 15 minutes. So there's that. Okay, getting the last nail, taking it off. Now we're going to dust it off just like they do in the salon. You got to get away all of that debris. And this part is another area where you can, again, soak the nails in acetone and just take them off. But I told y'all I'm impatient. I want to hurry up and get these things off because in general, even if I'm not filming, when I do my own nails, it takes me about 3 hours to do. So this just kind of cuts down on the time. If I was to soak them, it would just add on probably like an additional 20 to 30 minutes. But when you've already been doing them for almost 3 hours, you want to hurry up and get it done as quickly as possible. So this is a quick way to do it. You just take those nippers and be very careful because these are sharp and it will cut your underneath nail. It will cut your skin. Like it will just tear you up. So be very careful. If you're inexperienced with these, I don't suggest using them. Also, this is definitely not a tutorial because I am not a professional, not in any standard at all. I just felt like doing my own nails and it's really been a minute. So I'm kind of rusty and you'll see a few clips later on about that, but it is what it is. As long as it's enough for me, I'm okay with that. I think we are almost done. 2 of my nails, if I'm not mistaken, broke. I think like they kind of broke down. I didn't want the nails to be too long, so I tried to keep them all very short. And then we should be wrapping up here, taking off the last few of the nails. This must be a stubborn nail. Okay, good. Now we moved on. Some of the nails I had to circle back from because I was pulling on it a little bit too hard, like I was saying before, and it was hurting me. So I just kind of was like, all right, I'm going to leave that nail alone. We're going to come back to it. And that's probably what I'm doing here. Just going over. Now that brown spot is from the last set that I had on my hand, which is, they were actually professionally done, but somehow I guess maybe a portion of it lifted. I'm not sure at some point and water got underneath. So that's what's going to happen. If you have water trapped underneath your nail, you are going to get the spots. It will grow out. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't smell. It doesn't itch. None of that stuff. When the nail grows, it'll grow out. You won't even see it anymore. I could have just cut it off like completely and then it would be, faster for it to grow out. But I didn't want to put on tips. So what I'm trying to do right now is what's called the overlay. And that's when you put the acrylic on your natural nail. So that's the reason why I didn't want to cut them. There were 2 nails that were very problematic. I don't know what their issue was, but we had to wind up soaking them off. So that's what I'm doing now. I didn't have to soak for too long, thank God. But I was just irritated. I don't like soaking. I mean, I don't mind it if I'm in the salon. But if I'm not, I want to get it going. All right, so we've soaked for a little bit. Now we're just taking the buffer and we're getting off the excess acrylic that comes off when you soak them in acetone. It kind of bubbles up and it makes like a jelly gooey texture. So you just take this and you get all of that off. You want to make sure all of the debris is off if you're going to put on acrylic on an overlay. I mean, if you're going to do acrylic on an overlay. That is the acrylic that I'm using. It is the Mia Secret. I got that from Amazon. I'll also link that. I think I got the brush from Amazon too, but I'm not really sure. So I'll try to look and see in my transaction history because I had that brush for maybe a couple of years now. But if not, you can get that brush from any beauty supply store. It doesn't matter what size you want. I'm using the dehydrator. That is the big bottle. And then the small bottle is the primer. A dehydrator is exactly what it sounds like. It just sucks out all the moisture on your nails. You want to apply this to your natural nail only. If you are doing tips, again, you only apply it to your nail. You don't put it on the tips. Then we're going to move on to the small bottle, and that is the primer. That's what you need to use if you want to make sure that the acrylic is going to stick. So it's like the bonding agent. So that goes over, again, the natural nail only. If you're using tips, you only put it on the natural nail. You don't put it on the fake nail at all. And I think what do you call it? What am I trying to say? I did the drill a little bit too hard on my nails, and that's why you keep seeing me blow one of my fingers, because the primer will burn if you have a cut or if, it's just sensitive, whatever. I don't know what's in it, but something in it burns, and that's what I'm going through right now. It was killing me. Oh my gosh. But we got to thug through. We got to push on. Now let's go. Putting on the acrylic. Again, not a professional, so I know a lot of people start off with putting beads and stuff like that. I don't know how to do no beads except for a necklace. That's it. So what I do is I try to just put it like towards the middle of the nail, and then I'll shimmy it upwards towards the cuticle and shimmy it down. Whatever way works for you, do that. You want to at least put on a thin layer so that you can build up. If you put on too thick of a layer, it's going to run off on the sides. Like I'm pretty sure you see it happening with me because I have too much liquid as opposed to the ratio of powder. You want to have an equal amount. Or what you can do is when you dip it in the liquid and then you put it in the powder, you can kind of hold it for a minute. Like just in the air. Don't put it on anything, just so that it has a chance to kind of settle and thicken a little bit, just a little bit, and then you can put it on. But the Mia Secret is really good for beginners, i.e. me, who don't really know what they're doing, but we try to make it look like we do. Yeah. And this definitely stinks. If you've never done your nails, it smells. It will smell up your entire house, but it's no different than when you're in the nail salon. It's the same thing. It's just you're going to smell it a little bit longer if you use it longer. Let's see. Moving right along. See, you just turn the brush, you scoop it off on the sides. If it's running off, it's not a big deal. You have a little bit of time before it starts to set and it gets hard. And the way that you check to make sure that it is completely set once you're finished is you just want to kind of tap it. You can tap it with your nail, you can tap it with the brush, and you just want to hear like a solid tap 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 sound. That's how you know that the acrylic is dry, and then you can go ahead and start filing and buffing and all of that good stuff. Because if you don't wait until it's completely dry and you try to file it, you're gonna have a mess on your hands. Another way that you can make sure that the acrylic dries faster is if you have a light, like they do in the salons. You can just hold your hands up to the light, and the light will cure it a little bit, like a little faster. I don't know how much faster, but my old nail tech back in Jersey, she used to do that. Just be careful. Don't hold your hand too close to that light because the light is very hot and it will hurt. Now, these are for the two nails. I think it was two nails that I broke. So I had to put the tips on them. That's a new nail glue that I got. I forgot the name of it, but it said it's hyperallergenic. So I was like, all right, let me try it. Seems to work. And this is where I feel like I should have kept the shape. You see the shape of the fake nails? It's like a square shape. But the shape that my nails were currently in were in like this almond shape, and that was from when I got them done at the salon. So I was like, all right, let me keep the same shape, because when they did it in the salon shape, in the almond shape, I liked it. But I struggle with trying to duplicate the same exact way that they do it. It is what it is. We want to just cut the nails down now. I'm trying to cut off the sides the same way that they did because that makes the shaving process a little bit easier. Cutting them all down. Now we're just measuring them, making sure that they're all the same. What I'm doing here is you want to blend the fake nail into your natural nail. There's like a smile line when you first put that tip on. So you want to kind of blend that down a little bit just so that it is flush with your nail. That way when you're shaving, when you're putting the acrylic on, you won't have a hump, right? So after you've done that, the acrylic is dry. I made sure the acrylic is dry. Now we go ahead and shape. This is where it can be very tricky, especially me with that file. I am dangerous. A lot of people can do it with, the hand drill. I find it easier to do with this nail file, but this is a really good file, and she don't play. She do not play, and that's how I wind up messing up the shape of my nails, because I wind up making them a little too pointy when they're supposed to be almond, or sometimes I'll shave it so much, I'll file it so much that I wind up making the nail shorter than I actually wanted it to be, which is exactly what happened here. So again, we're going back in with the hand file, and we're just using a smaller point, if you see, to clean around the cuticle. Since, again, not a professional, I have a big tendency of putting acrylic all over the place, and you just want to get all of that off. If you leave acrylic on your skin what's going to happen is it is going to lift. I was showing you the design I was trying to do, so we'll see if I can duplicate it. I did the best I could. These gloves I got from, I think I got these from Amazon as well. I probably got everything from Amazon. And they're supposed to just protect your hands from like the UV rays that come from the light, the curing light. So the design that she had, her thumb and her middle finger were hot pink, and then the ring finger and the pinky were white. And then she has something funky going on with the pointer finger. I didn't have the exact same color, so I just kind of used the nail polish that I had to give it a little twist. And then she also put rhinestones on the ring finger. And that's what I'm doing right here. Okay, I was just inspecting it. I'm not really good with white, especially when I'm painting. It comes out so sloppy. I really suck at painting. Like, I've come to that conclusion. I suck tremendously when it comes to painting my nails. And I'm okay with that because I'm the one doing it. So I could fix it 1,000 times. I just didn't show y'all all the times. This is me putting on the rhinestones. They were a little bit big. She had 4, and I probably should have just did 3, but she had the circle ones. These are the square ones. Got these from the beauty supply store as well. What else? That's about it. Okay, now we want to go ahead and just cure everything. I think I did 2 rounds of 60 seconds on each hand. Now I'm doing the same thing to the left hand, applying the top coat after all the designs are complete. And now we are done. We are done. We just want to put a little cuticle oil right there. They say you're supposed to use a cotton pad, but I don't want to do that because of the lint. So I just took this little, that's like a design brush that you're supposed to make designs with, like if you're using, making different styles and stuff like that. But I'm using it for my cuticle brush, and you just want to put the oil on the base of the cuticle just to make sure everything stays moisturized and it doesn't look all crusty and dusty, because it's nothing worse than you doing your nails all nice and pretty and then your cuticles look ashy and then your hands just look ugly, and we're not doing that. So we are almost finished. I'll show you guys the finished product. I'm not 100% in love with my nails, but I also don't hate them. I think I just have to get used to them. And then I was pretty much okay. You know, this is just me rubbing in the cuticle oil. The nails are already dried. But yeah, the design looked nice on her. Her nails were a lot longer, like really, really long. This is the finished product. I think I did an okay job. We are done. Yes. I told y'all that wasn't that bad, so if you made it to the end of the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow, Vlogmas Day 13.